All right, guys, I just put in some eye drops. I'm not crying about the market just yet, so we should be good to go here. Okay, technical analysis. Let's waste no time at all, and then I want to whiteboard for you guys what we're going to talk about tomorrow in the future forecast for everyone at tradeconfident.io. All right, let's pay attention here. What do we see on well money flow, and how can this correspond to where the price is going to be headed next based off of where metrics have been in the past and what has happened with price? I want to take a look at that, and I also want to take a look at trades in favor, which both these indicators, when they're to the downside, we actually use to get into our trade setups, 284 wins and 0 losses. However, clearly we are not there. We are at the top side. So what I like to do on all readings when we see these, especially for the oscillators, is say, where are we currently at? And let's go look at history. Does history give us any indication of what we could be seeing happening into the future? And I do believe this is possible. So we're looking at these higher values in the market where price has kind of given us the same readings on both oscillators, And what I like to do is not only pinpoint these areas, but then I like to come in here and take a look at price range differential. So what is the difference between the high and the swing low, or just the higher low formation in a pattern like this? 9.25% drop. We then see from a high to the low, the last time the market was over, basically bought to this area, we saw a 16.01% drop. Now, what does that give us? I'm going to average this out to say about a 13%, which 13% would put us back down at what's called a break and retest. Now, another reason why I think this could be a potential pit stop or a pretty drastic move down back after this is because we are at a very strong structured resistance where a lot of selling pressure is currently placed into the market in the form of sell limits by big institutions. Now, does this guarantee the market can't go up? Absolutely not. But I am erring more on the side of the market actually seeing a pullback here versus seeing a very fast race back up to the all-time high of $110,000. I don't think that's really going to be what we're going to see play out here. I do think could be a little bit of a false breakout. I think we could actually see prices move down further than people want it to within the next 7 to 10 days. All right, let's talk about this. So tomorrow morning, I want to talk to you guys about something very interesting. It's not a new topic, but the way you approach it is very crucial if you guys want to change your lives this cycle, okay? It is all about max profit. Make this really big so everybody can see this. All right, guys. Max profit, most people say, I just want to time the top. However, this is not how profit is made. Why is this? Because there's a big error that happens in the assumption of the top is that you know where the top is, okay? Know where the top is. And what we have to do is we actually need to humble ourselves. And I'm literally going to put the word humble. I know you don't really hear this much in trading. We need to humble ourselves and actually look at charts that say, you know what, this could be a tipping point where the market could actually crescent to the downside, but there are multiple areas with multiple charts you need to be watching for this. So the only way to profitably exit a market is to have a plan of scaling out. There is no other way to do this besides scaling out. Now, the problem is that some people, I'll do this in gold because this is basically the jackpot. Some people actually get away with timing the top, and it's somewhat almost of a coincidence. And this, pardon the words here, but it is literally like a curse on their trading career because they stimulously feel what it's like to exit at the top and all that money is there, and they try to do it again. But the problem with this, let me make this a little bit smaller and let me draw a graph here now, is a lot of people, when they're in the bull market, they think the top is in and they say, they could think the top is in, or they don't think the top is in and they say it's going higher. This thing happens. The top goes up. Let's say this is the actual official top and they don't know that. The market goes back down and comes back up here. They say, okay, well, it's just a double top. We're going to end up breaking this to the upside. It comes back down. Now they say, all right, this is okay. The price is moving down. It comes back up and they move down again. They're still convincing themselves, guys, listen, that the market's going to go up because this is what they do technical analysis wise. Sorry, my kids are screaming in the background. Guys, I'm telling you, this is real life. I have kids. I do this for a living, and this is how we do this as a family. Here's what they do, guys. They end up saying we are just in a bull flag. And there's this constant repetitive affirmation that we are just going to keep going back up here, and then it comes back down and consolidates again. And before they know it, slowly and slowly and slowly, they have lost all of their gains they could have had by taking it out on scaling out. And they are now sitting down here with about 15 to 20% less than if they would have just scaled out on the way up. This leads me into what I'm going to be talking to you guys about tomorrow morning. I'm going to give everybody a downloadable big spreadsheet. This is in the future forecast. This is the first link, or probably the second link in the description, because we have a big indicator sale going on right now for spring. But it's members, you get 25% off. Just click that link if you're brand new. Enjoy the discount there. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to give you the coin. I'm going to go through, I think, about 25 different coins here. I'm going to list them for you guys. And then what I want to do is I actually want to give you guys the price, and then I'm going to give you 3 projections, 1, 2, 3. Based off the absolute realistic sell limits for the top about 25 coins for crypto. But I'm not going to give you those prices on this spreadsheet. I have a separate spreadsheet I'm going to give you that's going to have those prices. What I've done for you is that you are actually going to be able to enter in your quantity. So let's just say you have like 100K XRP, you have, probably 100 billion SHIB, so on and so forth. When you plug your quantities in with me tomorrow, it's going to actually shoot out what your portfolio and coins are expected to be worth at the 3 strongest values based off what we call total 2 plus total 3 divided by 2. Probably the most accurate chart that you can use to time the top of altcoins. What this is going to give you at the end down here, which is going to be pretty fun for all of us to see, is a total. It is going to give you basically a medium to aggressive to a topping total of what your portfolio and altcoins could be worth this cycle. So let's go back to where we started, and we'll end this here. So you're not, guys, trying to time the stinking top of this, and you actually take some profit along the way with sell limits, so you're not holding through another 50 to 60% drop in altcoins. You'll get to see what your portfolio is expected to be worth at 3 different increments, and you're also going to get the exact sell limits on each of the coins that you own. And if I don't list the coins that you own, I'll show you exactly how to calculate that. This has to be the next step, because I truly believe the next step we're coming into is the parabolic phase for cryptocurrency, and you need to get ready for scaling out to change your life. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow morning promptly in the future forecast, as well as today at 2 p.m. Let me make this very big. At 2 p.m., we are going live in what we call our inner circle. I can hear my kids in the background screaming for breakfast. We're going live in the inner circle on a Zoom call where I'm going to coach you guys, open up the whole call to a Q&A, and we're going to have a blast at 2 p.m. Pacific time today. So grab a membership, join the Zoom call later today, and then tomorrow morning I'll give you guys this spreadsheet. You can set up your sell limits and see how much your portfolio is expected to be worth with realistic predictions. And then we're going to start coaching you guys on how to steward wealth and how to change your life with that money that you generate from crypto. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video in Inner Circle later today. Bye.